Welcome, radiant Sagittarius souls, both the lifelong cosmic trailblazers and the freshly awakened seekers who stumbled in thanks to divine timing, or maybe just the YouTube algorithm finally getting its chakras aligned. Either way, you didn't land here by accident. This is Zodiac Talks Tarot, where astrology meets psychology, ancient soul contracts, and yes, even a little Buddhist wisdom to keep us grounded when Mercury goes rogue. If you're a Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, or just a curious wanderer surfing the astral tide, consider this your spiritual layover before liftoff. What you're feeling isn't confusion, it's what we call a sacred pause. The Four of Swords is whispering, you're not stuck, you're syncing up with destiny. And let's be real, lately you've probably consumed more tarot content than actual meals, guilty as charged. That's okay. Wisdom is the soul's protein. As any good Buddhist would chuckle, when the student is ready, the crossroads appears holding a cup of tea and a cosmic to-do list. So grab yours, because something big is brewing, and spoiler alert, it's got your name on it. Now let's talk about the moment. You know, the one where life stops feeling like a playlist on shuffle and suddenly you're staring at a blinking cursor called your next chapter. That's the Lover's card, and no, it's not about your ex showing up in your DMs again. This isn't about romance. This is about alignment. About choice. A soul-altering, fork-in-the-road moment that quietly asks, do I keep living on autopilot, or do I dare to pivot? And let me tell you, as someone who's read thousands of charts and seen every kind of astrological midlife crisis you can imagine, from Saturn returns to Pluto square the soul, this moment? It's different. It's deeper. It's cosmic. See, beneath the surface, your Queen of Wands is revving her engine. That fiery Sagittarius energy? It's no joke. It doesn't just want a life, it wants a meaningful one. One with impact. One where your spirit gets to wear real pants instead of playing dress up for other people's approval. But for now, you're parked. Spiritually speaking, you're sitting at a gas station called Existential Clarity, sipping metaphysical coffee and trying to decide which roadmap is actually yours and which ones were handed to you by society, family, or fear. Spoiler, if the map says be small and stay safe, it's probably not yours. And this is where it gets juicy. Because in your rearview mirror is the Hierophant, the great cosmic rulebook keeper. The Hierophant is all about tradition, structure, doing things the right way, whatever that means. It's your old job, your childhood programming, that voice in your head that says don't make waves. And sure, it's safe. But safe isn't the same as sacred. And you're waking up to that difference. Ahead of you, the Emperor. Now we're talking. This is about ownership of your time, your purpose, your entire dang life. It's the energy of I'm building my empire, not renting a room in someone else's story. It's that divine masculine frequency that isn't about dominance, it's about direction. The Emperor doesn't wait to be chosen. The Emperor chooses. And in this year of triumph 2025, that's exactly what the chosen ones like you are being asked to do. Choose your path, not the pre-approved, perfectly packaged version, but the one that sets your soul on fire, even if it scares the crap out of you. Now, cue the cosmic whisper. You've probably already felt it, the little nudge, the repeating number, the song lyric that hits harder than it should. That's the wheel of fortune turning. And yes, it's giving you butterflies, because deep down you know this isn't random. That whisper isn't a coincidence. It's a breadcrumb trail laid out by the universe, leading you straight to your next mission. And walking beside you? The Princess of Cups, that tender part of you that still believes in magic, even after everything. She's not naive. She's just willing. Willing to imagine a life that feels like truth instead of performance. Willing to bet on something bigger. Willing to listen, finally, to the dreams you've spent years calling someday. But here's the truth, someday is today. And the road ahead? It might not be fully paved, but it's lit. And it's yours. Let's talk about the tug-of-war happening inside you right now. On one end of the rope, we've got the Hierophant, politely clearing his throat and saying, now, let's be reasonable. Stay where it's safe. Be good. Follow the rules. Fill out your forms. File your taxes early. You know the voice of tradition, structure, and that oh so comfortable mediocrity. But across the ring, we've got the Emperor standing tall in cosmic combat boots, arms crossed, smirking like he's about to drop a truth bomb. Safety is an illusion. The fire in you didn't come to play small. And honestly, he's right. Everything's on the table: your job, your relationships, your zip code, maybe even your identity itself. You're not just questioning the furniture of your life, you're ready to redecorate the whole damn house. Meanwhile, your inner Princess of Cups is sitting cross-legged in a sunlit corner with glitter pens and a dream journal, already mapping out what this next version of you might look like. Spoiler, it includes more joy and less soul-numbing routine. And here's the thing, Sagittarius, you're not impulsive, you're intentional. People misunderstand you. They think you're just the wanderer. But you and I both know better. You don't roam aimlessly, you search for meaning. You're the seeker of soul truth. You commit hard when something matters to you. You finish what you start, but only if your spirit's still lit. And lately, that flame's been flickering like a candle in a drafty monastery. It's not burnout, it's your soul whispering, we've outgrown this. So, what are you doing now? You're not acting out, you're tuning in. Whether it's prayer, breath work, staring at the sky while lo-fi beats hum in the background, or just quietly drinking your morning tea like it's a spiritual act, you're listening. You're not chasing dopamine, you're chasing direction. This isn't a midlife crisis. It's a mid-soul recalibration. And let's make something clear, you're not lost. You're not broken. You're not flaking out. You're just rerouting because your compass is internal, and it always points to freedom. The path ahead may be unfamiliar, but it's finally yours. There comes a time in every Sagittarius journey when the familiar suddenly feels suffocating. That's the Hierophant energy creeping in, structured, rule-bound, and let's be honest, kind of like spiritual beige paint. It tells you to play it safe, to color inside the lines, to keep your weird turned down to a respectable volume. But let's be clear, your soul didn't incarnate just to follow someone else's manual. And your cosmic wings? They weren't made to be clipped for the comfort of the crowd. Underneath all that structure, your Queen of Wands has been quietly, or not so quietly, burning. She wants freedom, not the kind that books plane tickets on a whim, but the kind that gives you permission to create, to lead, to live a life that actually feels like yours. She knows you weren't born to be a background character in someone else's story. You're the main event. And if life feels too scripted right now, maybe it's time to toss the script and improvise. That's not chaos, that's a conscious detour. And let me tell you, the universe loves a bold move made with clear intention. Enter the Lover's card. This is your soul calling shotgun on the next chapter of your life. And true to your Sagittarian nature, you're not here for half measures. This isn't a maybe someday kind of vibe. It's a full body, spirit level yes. You're not just tweaking the details, you're tearing down the parts of yourself that were built to please others, and rebuilding from a place of raw, unfiltered authenticity. That takes more than bravery. It takes you, exactly as you are, choosing growth over comfort. And then the sun arrives. Not the metaphorical one, the one inside you. The light that can finally shine without dimming for anyone else's approval. Sure, it's all on your shoulders now. But that's where the real power lies. No more hiding. No more pretending. The shadow work is done. The spotlight's warm. And it's your time to step into it, fully and unapologetically. Let's be honest, once you start stepping into your truth, the resistance is practically guaranteed. It's not just from others, either. Sure, you might get some side eyes from friends, questions from family, and unsolicited advice from that one cousin who still thinks astrology is just for fun. But the real kicker? It's that voice in your own head. You know, the one. The inner critic dressed up like a concerned life coach. Are you really going to walk away from stability? From something people understand? From what's comfortable? That's the Five of Wands energy right there. Inner friction, outer feedback, a little cosmic static as you pivot into something bigger. But here's the truth I've learned after decades of watching people crack open their own potential: if no one's pushing back, including your own ego, you're probably not pushing far enough. And just when you're questioning everything, the wheel of fortune rolls back around. Divine timing never rings the bell gently. It honks the horn and yells, "Last call, are you in or out?" When the soul train pulls into your station, hesitation is normal. Fear means the decision matters. It means you're standing at the doorway to your own expansion. But that train? It won't wait forever. And the year of triumph 2025? It's already moving. Then comes that quiet voice, the Princess of Cups. She's whispering to you again about that dream. The one you've shelved behind logic and laundry and life. But it's not a fantasy. It's a preview. A sacred spoiler from your higher self. And that idea that gives you goosebumps? That's alignment knocking. Not for a later. For now. Because the door is open, but it won't stay open forever. And just when you thought the reading couldn't get more real, bam, the mystery card is revealed, the Magician. Now listen, Sagittarius. This isn't a card you pull by accident. This is the universe grabbing your shoulders, looking you dead in the soul, and saying, "You've had the power all along." The Magician is the ultimate cosmic green light. It says you already have every tool, every skill, every spark necessary to change your life, and not just tweak it, but recreate it from the inside out. You don't need to wait for approval, applause, or a sign from the heavens, though honestly, this card kind of is that sign. You are the permission. You are the plan. You are the miracle in motion. And the universe? It's not just watching, it's ready to co-produce your next chapter the moment you say yes. Now let's land this starship. You, dear Sagittarius, are not stuck. You are not late. You are not lost. You're standing at the threshold of what I like to call a destiny detour, a slightly messy, wildly magical, soul-authored reroute. And here's the thing, it's not supposed to look perfect. It's supposed to feel real. Authentic. Alive. The truth is, life was never meant to be a straight line. Especially not for you. You're ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, adventure, and cosmic curveballs. You weren't born to play it safe. You were born to follow the fire. So go live like it. Say yes to the wild idea. Speak up when your soul says so. Be the bold, curious, radiant force you came here to be. Because the world doesn't need another copy of someone else's story. What it needs is you. Fully lit. Fully free. Fully you. And if this message hit home, don't just sit with it. Spread it. Like, share, and subscribe to Zodiac Talks Tarot, where your journey always matters, your fire is always welcome, and your next breakthrough is always just one reading away.